Welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. I have been under the weather and I've been trying to film this for a number of weeks, so I'm very happy to be back. Thank you for your patience. I'm so grateful that you found your way here. And if you did, it's likely that we're tuned into a similar frequency. What's going on here is I am an intuitive card reader, I'm a storyteller, and this channel is a space where I share the messages that are meant to bring you clarity, insight, guidance for wherever you are on your journey. So if you've landed here in a reading or it came across your feed, it's a good chance that one of the messages here will resonate with your current energy, which is your current frequency that you're emitting. So as I'm reading the cards, I'm telling the story that I see and sharing the message. Now, if it does align with your own inner story, this can serve as a mirror to your own internal wisdom, because at the end of the day, you don't need me, you don't need anyone else to tell you what's true for you. You don't need an intermediary. You always hold the answers within you, and you always have access to your own intuitive guidance. That said, we live in this 3D world and there's a lot of noise, a lot of mental clutter, and sometimes hearing your own truth reflected back to you from an external voice can just be that nudge or clarity that you need. So that's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm doing today. Doesn't matter if you're spiritual, religious, curious, skeptical, somewhere in between. Everybody is welcome here. These readings are shared in an open-hearted way, and you can receive them through whatever belief system or voice or tone that feels right for you. All I would ask is that you just take what resonates for you and feels true in your heart, and gently leave the rest for somebody else in the group, because these are collective readings. And as always, trust your own inner voice and your own inner compass, because that's your most powerful guide. So there's 4 piles here today. These are being filmed in September 2025. But I always title it Your Month Ahead, because it's timeless readings, because time and space are man-made constructs and essentially illusions. So whenever you come across this, it will be for your month ahead at that time. If that's at the time of filming, great. If not, then you apply that to whatever timing works for you. Pile 1, if you're drawn to this image or this crystal, the phrase is awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. And I think this is aventurine, but I'm not a crystal person. I love crystals. I do not know much about crystals, and that's okay. Sometimes we're just drawn to things. We don't need to know all the data. Sometimes it can become a heavier weight, but if you want to share, if you do know, share the name of the crystal in the comments. Otherwise, that's the green crystal. Pile 2, I do know this one is rose quartz, little pyramid. And the card is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. For pile 2. Pile 3 is this crystal. I believe it's a moonstone, but I'm not sure. And your card is Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And pile 4 is this kind of smoky, looks like a topaz, maybe quartz, I'm not sure. And the card is Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? So take your time, pause the reading if you need to on the screen, if you need to take a closer look or zoom in. And when you're ready, I will see you in your group. But if you are enjoying your time here, you feel seen by this message, or you want to support a new and growing channel, I would be honored if you subscribed or liked the reading if it resonated for you. Thank you to everybody who has already done so. I'm on my journey to reach 1,000 subscribers and be monetized, so that I can continue to do this for my life's work and help share my gifts. So your support genuinely means everything to me, to help sharing this work with others who might need it. It also helps me to tune into the frequency of the people who are gathering here, because as you share your energy, it makes the messages come through clearer for me. So either way, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And we will get started. So welcome, pile 1, to your reading. You have the Awakening card, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. And this beautiful green crystal that matches my sweater that I think is aventurine. So let's get started on what's the strongest energies coming through for your month ahead. Now, let me tell you how I filmed this. I've filmed this 5 times. So, and none of them were, I coughed through half of them. So that's why I eventually had to stop. But, they just didn't feel right. So if you are a card reader, you know that that's key. I felt like the timing was off. I actually felt like I was behind the messages every time. Probably because, like I said, I've been feeling under the weather. So, but we're on to it now. Now, I will not take reversals unless I feel strongly that the card should have been in reverse. So I'll just say that now. So you have card 1 coming out with awareness. Beautiful crown chakra energy there, which the synchronicities are already beautiful here. You have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and then you have awareness with the crown chakra coming out, and both A's. So A's could be meaningful to you. Your name could start with A, or you could have a lot of, and heart chakra. Wow, okay. So crown and heart, no kidding, a new way of being, integration and energetic upgrade. So you are going to be experiencing a very spiritually, I wanted to say the word intense. The energy here is really clear. Like I have been, like I said, been feeling under the weather. As soon as I entered into your reading, I feel confident. I feel secure. I already feel these things, but like it's in your energy I'm feeling this, if that makes sense. Like I know what my energy feels like. So stepping into your energy and kind of feeling the energy here. It's like stepping into a room where the energy just feels clear. It feels, like I said, confident. It feels steady. It feels secure. It feels fresh. It does feel new. So this could be something that's newly happening for you. I feel drawn to this deck. So you may have been experiencing an opening in your heart chakra, an opening in your crown chakra, where you're getting, these are not just energy centers, but they're energy centers, and they basically kind of correlate to different experiences you might have. So a crown chakra opening could be intuitive insights, being able to connect more with the higher realms, where you're getting downloads, where you're like, that's so weird. Like I couldn't find this thing, and then all of a sudden it popped into my head where it was and in which bag, or, I never could see this clearly, and all of a sudden I have a new perspective. That's your crown chakra opening, or you're getting messages, or you're getting more intuitive hits. You're able to communicate more freely with your higher self, with God, with source, whatever you believe in, with higher frequencies and higher states of consciousness and thought streams that are on those higher frequencies. So this could be something as simple as an indication of your vibration rising. You don't have the same reactions to life that you used to have at a different frequency. So maybe you're driving, say, in traffic, and you feel less irritated. If someone cuts you off, you feel neutrality about it. You're just like, okay, like you feel nothing, in the sense of you don't have that ego response of like, how dare you? So you may be noticing these things. There could be people in your life who all of a sudden the relationships are smoothing out, where they used to be very difficult interactions. And with the heart chakra opening, a lot of that, what I just explained, would also be coming from that. Obviously, they're all integrated. You could be becoming more open to love. It doesn't have to be romantic love. You could be just opening to the frequency of love. There could be a lot of green coming into your life. You could be seeing green, resonating with green, feeling kind of soothed by the color green, being more drawn to wearing the color green or shades of green. You could just find yourself more open. Like, for example, maybe you never wanted pets, and then all of a sudden you feel like that opening, like, actually I would love something to love like that, like a furry little companion, like, you know what I mean? Or maybe you've been very isolated and closed off to people because maybe you've been doing a lot of deep healing or recovering from things, and all of a sudden you start to think, you know what, I really would like a close friend in my life, a confidant, someone who's on the same page as me, or a romantic partner. So I see this here with this, a new way of being. Yeah, it's really a new way of being. That's actually the perfect phrase that just stood out to me, that was always on the card, but it just stood out to me now at this point in the reading. for September, or for your month ahead, I feel like you're going to be starting to really embody and live and experience living from this new way of being that's probably been leading up to this point. This is not something that's just going to spontaneously happen. You would have been feeling this way, and it's possible that you're coming from and or off a very difficult cycle or phase in your life or chapter, because it's always, energy is like a bouncing ball. It's like mountains and valleys, right? Ebb and flow. So sometimes when we have a down period, what we would perceive as a down period, because it's all contributing to our higher good, but something that we wouldn't prefer, contrast, a period of resistance, a period of like difficult, challenging energies, then what goes up must come down, what goes down must come up. You do bounce back up. So it's possible that your energy, because you call forth, you have so many powerful desires. I want this, I want to feel comfortable, I want to feel good, I want to feel clear, I want to have energy, I want to have peace, I want to have harmony. You're naturally calling through all of these preferred states of being. So, yeah, I see this month ahead, it being like you're eventually experiencing yourself as a new identity, a new person, even if your earthly identity hasn't changed. The seeker, yeah, can you see that? I feel like you've maybe been in that energy, or you're starting to move in this energy where you like, let me go down this rabbit hole. What is spirituality? What is mysticism? Maybe there's a particular religion that you felt drawn to. Maybe it's quantum, mechanics and string theory and black hole theory. And, you start to go down whatever one resonates for you. You start to really be like, maybe there's more going on here. What is that phrase? More going on here in heaven and earth than we can see. Horatio, I don't know what that is, but that's coming into my head. That's like a very old line from a play, I think. Maybe William Shakespeare. Guys, I have no idea. I'm not a literature person. Put it in the comments if you actually know. Things just pop into my head based on the frequency that I'm reading. The Pillar. Okay. Let's see what that's about. Okay, so let's get more for you here. Yeah, I just heard strength. The Pillars, like, it reminds me of the Strength card. You're gathering strength. Like I said, you're getting stability here. It's really that you're stabilizing your energy in this frequency and you're anchoring it in. That's what it is. I mean, we could enter reading here because that's what's happening in this month for you. But why can't I say that? Oh my gosh, why can't I say what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to do that. I'm not ending the reading here. I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out. But because I could feel your guys' energy saying, no, I want more specifics. So we're getting more specific. So I just kind of got confuddled trying to answer you in my head. Yeah, we're getting more. I'm not ending the reading here, of course not. But that's overarching what's going on for you. So regardless of what's going on in your material world, you're anchoring in these frequencies that you've been calling forth, this improved state of being. Something's coming to my mind. It's a phrase. I don't know if you are familiar with the work of Bashar. This is coming up. I'm only very vaguely familiar. Sorry, guys. Something is happening in the reading. It's becoming difficult for me to use my words. So this could be, a lot of you here don't speak English as your first language, because I almost want to start speaking a different dialect that I don't know what that is. But I'm going to keep it in English because it's an English speaking channel and that's what I know. But so that's a possibility. So if that's you, they're tuning into your energy. So there could be there will be messages here for you. But there's also like a different language coming up here. So it could be because I'm starting to talk about a different channeler. So anyways, Bashar is, I'm not sure, an entity, I guess what you would call it, a higher frequency that's channeled by someone called, I'm not even sure, Daryl maybe. But anyways, I think I've come across like a couple of their videos. I like Abraham Hicks, so I understand like what he's doing. A lot of interesting information there. Not personally my vibe. I think it's a little more like goes into like different, worlds and planet. I shouldn't say not my vibe. That's not true at all. It's just I haven't felt drawn to that work. For some reason it's coming up here because I heard a phrase that he said once that really stuck with me, and it's coming up. So that's why I'm trying to explain this to you. But it's possible that someone here could really resonate with that information, and that's why it's coming up. Or you may want to explore that information, BASHAR, if you feel drawn to that. The phrase was, it's not conditions that matter. It's state of being that matters. And he went on to explain matter, they literally means that turns into manifested form. So again, it's not conditions. It's not what you're seeing, what you're experiencing that matter, that turn into or remain in manifested form. It's your state of being that turns things into manifested form. Now, we all know this if you're into manifestation or law of attraction or power of belief or whatever. Quantum mechanics, that can be explained at the level of science. But I found that such a powerful phrase, and it's coming up here because I feel that whatever you're going through in this month, it's the state of being that you are achieving and anchoring in that will result in matter or manifestation in the following months now and the remainder of your life. And now, a state of being isn't something that we can ever achieve and hold on to. You can try to anchor it, but you cannot secure it permanently, because the nature of life is expansion and growth. So there's always going to be something, no matter what you reach, that's going to cause you to call forth more. It's your reaction to it and your presence and your state of consciousness that dictates how much discomfort or pain or negative perception you have from that. But we're not going to get all into that because it just depends on your belief system. But that's what I feel powerfully is going on for you here. You're anchoring in these frequencies in a state of being, of openness, of peace, of trust in the universe, like I said, of confidence, of security, of faith in your own abilities, faith in the universe or whatever you believe in, God, higher power, trust in life, trust in yourself to bring forward the life that you would prefer at this stage in your journey, because that's an always changing thing. And I think that you are really going to enjoy this state of being for starters, because it's going to feel great, especially if you're coming through a period of challenge. But I also think that you're going to realize the power it has to bring forward what you want in your life, which ironically, the state of being is really what you want. It's the emotional experience of peace or comfort or excitement or interest that's what we're always going for. But we sometimes attach it to a condition, right? And think if we had this person, if we had this improved health condition, if we had this house, if we had our money right, we would feel better. But that's actually inverted. It's actually achieving the state of being regardless of what conditions are going on. And that happens through the focus of your mind, through the power of your focus. We're focusing mechanisms, we're focusing beings. We can look at the cup half full, or we can look at the cup half empty for the most basic explanation. So it's how you focus your mind that achieves your state of being. Community card 7. That can be like 3 of Cups energy. Yeah, look at this. The Temple Path. I'm not surprised. The Temple Path with this pillar card. I'll just show you these. See these pillars here. I knew they were going to come out again. That's card 12, the Temple Path. Okay, what else? Yeah, I see what I was trying to say is this seeker energy, this pillar, this Temple Path. You're going to be opening up to, you probably are already feeling this, so this is probably just confirmation on like a spiritual journey. Essentially, you're going to be exploring your inner world and the depths of that inner world. It goes deep. You're going to be exploring what is your spiritual practices. Is it meditation? Is it rituals? Is it journaling? Is it praying? Is it being in nature? Is it tuning into some other sort of realms? Is it exploring your own spiritual gifts? go the distance. Card 47. You also have a 4 and a 7 here now, the heart chakra and community. I'm going to put those together. And then you have 47 coming out, so that could be a meaningful number for somebody. It could be a meaningful age, like maybe that's a year for you. When you are at the age 47, that was either a meaningful year or is going to be a meaningful year in your spiritual growth. Just being highlighted for me here. Peace, yeah. Peace and clean it up. Okay, so for starters, we'll put peace with the awareness card. Awareness is such a nebulous word, right? It's like awareness, but like what does it do though? Like, let's be real. I'm very practical reader. Awareness is so crucial because it allows, as your awareness develops, like for example, if I look back on myself when I wasn't so self-aware, like I would say that self-awareness is starting to become one of my biggest strengths, but I did not have it before. And this is like when you look back on yourself at a different evolution in your, inner journey, and you think to yourself, why did I do that? I can't believe I said that. What was I thinking? Like you can see from the outside, now you have the awareness of like, you were just in such a different place. You had such a different mental perspective. You had such a different perspective on life. You had different priorities, different values. And you're like, I would just never do that now. I would never treat a friend like that. I would never say that to somebody, and we can have a lot of regret about these things, but that's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that's just what awareness is. So as you develop self-awareness, you're able to interact with something in your world and then say, I think that was a trigger, or I think that was a past trauma. I think that was social conditioning. I don't really feel that's what I really feel. I don't really feel that's in alignment with my true nature. And that's why tools like meditation and journaling and self-reflection, being in nature, can really help develop self-awareness, because a lot of that clarity comes in moments of stillness and space, when you're not interacting with something else in your world. So I really see this awareness building within you, where you're able to you're going to be continuing to become aware, bring self-awareness into what other areas of your life you want to clean up, essentially, with this clean it up card. This could be internal things, and I'm sure a lot of it is that. Old habits of belief, old constructs that you no longer resonate with, paradigms that you want to recreate. And then I'm sure that will also reflect in your external world with maybe relationships you want to clean up. This could be actual spaces, because our environment holds a lot of energy, and our environment has a strong influence on our state of being at times. So it could be decluttering, doing like a fall seasonal reset, or spring, depending on what season you're in, wherever you are in the hemispheres. So definitely a month of releasing, of purging, of resetting, of identifying what's no longer serving you, what no longer has purpose in your life, the things that you've learned from that you no longer need. Like, I'm seeing old school notebooks and textbooks from when you were very young, maybe not literally, but metaphorically. And that feeling of like, okay, I learned this. I learned what 2 + 2 is 4. I don't need to keep this around anymore. I can integrate that. I integrated that. That's part of my world now. I know how to do, basic addition or basic subtraction. So there could be relationships in your life, things like this, habits where you're like, why do I keep engaging with this? This no longer resonates with me, and it feels stale. And as you tune into the subtle frequencies of things, you'll start to become more and more aware of the things that feel stale like that in your life, that really are no longer serving a purpose and becoming a crutch or becoming just a habit, that you could be investing your time or your energy towards something that does feel fresh, that does feel exciting, that does feel like it holds passion and purpose for you. So I'm going to get a final message from, I just knocked a whole deck on the floor. Message from your spirit guides, for if you believe in spirit guides, or you could say from your higher self, source, God. That'll come through on one of these cards to wrap up your reading, but a really beautiful reading. I wasn't sure if specifics were going to come in, so if you were looking for, we didn't talk about the community. Let's talk about that before we wrap this up. We didn't talk about go the distance either. Sorry, I felt like it was kind of self-explanatory, but let's talk about those first. But if you didn't get specifics and you were looking for specifics, I haven't filmed the other readings yet, but then feel free to choose an additional pile. It's possible that those themes will come up there, because this was very much about your internal state, which is the most important thing, the most powerful thing in your life. I know it's more subtle and nuanced, and it's not so exciting as hearing like new loves coming in, even though that did come up, or, you know, your finances are going to be, but all of that follows, all of that peace and alignment follows when your state of being and your spiritual world is stable and upgraded. Essentially, it's energetic upgrades. And also, I'm hearing the message, be gentle with yourself, because when you're going through energetic upgrades and integrations, it can be very, you can feel a bit lost, because you're shedding an old way of being, and you don't have that comfort with yourself yet, because you're integrating new upgrades. Just like when you get anything upgraded, the first time you sleep in new sheets, or the first time you get a new car, you move into a new house, you have that feeling of like, I don't know where the spoons are, and I don't know how exactly to shift this car, and you know, it's just like that. So your new state of being may take some time. You may feel little aches and pains. You may feel a little bit of discomfort, trouble sleeping, not quite feel yourself. So give yourself time over the month. And usually, for me, it takes about 30 days usually to settle in, and just be gentle with yourself during that time. The community card is here, so I'm going to take that as that initial message that came out, because it landed under the heart chakra card, about your heart space opening and maybe feeling a little bit more open to socializing, to new friendships, like we talked about, possibly love, but opening up to the community around you. It's that Three of Cups celebration card. Socializing, that could be something that's you're going to be experiencing. You may be like, no, or you may be like, yeah, actually, I've already made dinner plans. I've already signed up for this retreat. I've already, agreed to meet up with an old friend. So that I definitely see in your month in terms of like practical things. And the go the distance, I see how like the cheetah, his spots are fading. I always get this when it's starting to feel, like I said, if you've already had a really rough go, especially I feel like a lot of you have had a rough year, if not a decade, because we're in a 9-year now. So it's like we're coming to the end of a cycle. I don't know why I said we're in a 9-year. I don't know what that means. That feels like something. I feel like I heard that, or I know that, or I feel that. So you could be just feeling that. I'm just clarifying that in case you are into numerology or something. I don't know what that means, so I don't want you to be like, no, we're not. We're in a year 5, or I don't know. But I feel like 2025, I think it reduces numerology to a 9. So I feel like there's a belief out there, or a way of thinking, that it's a year where you may be purging, and kind of closing out cycles type thing. And that 2026 is supposed to be a little bit more like, okay, let's get into the new, maybe it's 2027, which I think would be a year 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. Oh, it just started raining out. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of release going on here. Like you're just shedding things, you're letting go of things that are no longer serving you, and you're stabilizing in these new energies. So the go the distance really just being like, it may feel like you're at the end of your rope. You may feel like there's no hope. You may feel like you don't understand what's going on anymore. You may have kind of lost your like luster for life a little bit, but I would give yourself, like I said, be gentle with yourself for whatever month you're in, and just say, okay, I'm in a period of activation, upgrades, and kind of discovering. So let me be gentle with myself. Let me not need to have all the answers. Let me not need to have super strong, strict routines. Let me flow into this new way of being and explore it with a curious heart and observe. journal. Today I'm feeling more of this. Yesterday I was feeling more of this. I'm feeling like I kind of want to change my morning beverage to this. I'm starting to take walks and feel like I want to do this. Whatever it is, I would be in an energy of observation while you acclimate to this and you become familiar and get acquainted with this new you that you are in this new internal world, how you react to things, how you process things, how you perceive the world, how you want to move in the world. It's a really exciting time that, and not everybody experiences that because not everybody is open to shifting to higher frequencies and elevating their consciousness and increasing their sense of self-awareness and cleaning things up and realigning. And not everybody's on that journey. I know it sometimes feels like when we come to a place like this that, oh, we're all doing that, but you're doing something very unique, and be gentle with yourself. Okay, so for your final card here from the Spirit Guides message is, it's time to stop letting worry rule you. Instead, get excited about your future and all that it will bring. And I'm hearing the best is yet to come. I just heard that. What energy and emotion you put out comes back to you with a little conscious effort, aka awareness, on your part. That happy ending can and will be yours. Believe that. But it's not even about the happy ending. I just want to clarify, it's coming through. It's about being happy on the journey, because the journey is what you're here for. It's really not the end result. So I'm going to put that just here so it's in the frame. Thank you so much for being here. If you did resonate with the reading and you feel called to, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you if you already have. Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Even if you just put an emoji, it helps me to know that the message reached the intended people, and it's a beautiful connection for us to both make. So have a beautiful day. If you are going to another pile, I'll see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose this card here, Birthing a New Age, Birthing New Creations, Dreaming a New World into Being. I love that. And this rose quartz pyramid. So let's find out what's the strongest energies that I can pick up on for this reading for your month ahead, whether that's the time that I'm filming or whenever you find this. Oh, okay. Okay, so we had accelerated motion coming out. So card 8. We had card 7 coming out with Choose Wisely. That's the 7 of Cups. And we have Transformation coming out, card 13. Wow. Okay. Beautiful energy here. All of that aligns with your card, Birthing a New Age, Birthing New Creations, Dreaming a New World into Being, because of course there's going to be choices involved in dreaming a new world into being. What do you want to create? What do you want to choose? What do you want to bring into your world? Of course there's going to be transformation because it's a new age. It's a new transformative period for you. And I love the accelerated motion coming in there, indicating that things will be moving swiftly in this month ahead for you. So if there's things that have been feeling stuck or like not moving for you, that's already indicating that in the next month or so, you're going to be experiencing a shift in that energy. Okay, card 50 coming out with the Angel of Strength. And card 30, the Garden and the Gate, which I really feel this energy here with the Birthing a New Age. Because when you're dreaming a new world into being, there's this hesitancy to want to go out of what your comfort zone is and explore, right? It's like, it's comfort. It's our comfort level of being in the same routines, being in the same energy, being in the same job, being in the same relationships. And it's not saying you have to leave those things, but if there's things that are no longer feeling, that you're feeling that need to be transformed, are no longer feeling good to you, then it sometimes can be anxiety and fear that holds us back inside, you know, our walls of protection. So that energy is coming up here. So let's see what else would be helpful for you to know. I just saw it again, choices. Ooh, I want to hop right off. Round and round, yeah. There is a bit of this energy here of like the garden and the gate of not wanting to step out of your comfort zone, of maybe being stuck in a cycle. So maybe you haven't really moved into this transformation, choosing a new direction energy yet. It's possible that you're feeling stuck, that you're like, I'm going through the same cycles. Maybe I'm a little bit bored of my life, or it's feeling a little complacent, or it's just feeling mundane or mediocre, or maybe it's not such a soft energy. Maybe it's more, instead of just being a discontentment energy, maybe it's painful, maybe it's triggering, maybe it's becoming toxic. Maybe there's things that you're like, I'm so uncomfortable here, like I have to move out of this. I'm just going round and round on this cycle. I need to leave this job. I need to leave this relationship. I need to get my health in order. I need to find a new living situation. Whatever it is, there's motion. You're taking action. You're making choices in this month ahead. And it could be you're coming to this reading because you need to hear that. Maybe you're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. I like, nothing's going to change. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So if you don't change your circumstance and you don't take that action, now don't take unaligned action. I wouldn't recommend that. I would line up your energy. I would make sure you're not moving from a vibration or a frequency of fear or anxiety or lack, but you're moving towards something. What's calling you? What are you birthing new? What's your new order? What's the new world? What's the new you? What's the new circumstances you see? And then when you're feeling that excitement and you're being called towards your passion and you're being called from a higher purpose and a higher vision and a new vision, then you're going to feel certain. You're going to feel that aligned action. It's going to be natural. It's going to evolve and unfold naturally. And that's the energy that you're calling in this month ahead. This could be career for some of you, because when I saw the choices card again, I saw choices. Is this something you want to do? Is this something you want to do? Do you want to change jobs? Do you want to change roles, identities, careers, purpose? By the book. Okay, and it was in reverse. I don't really take the oracle cards in reverse unless I feel strongly to. That's card 11. And I do get the vibe. I'm just going to leave it upright, but well, no, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave that in reverse, because I do feel that maybe you've been a little too by the book. You've been a little too in your comfort zone in this garden gate. You're going round and round in the same cycles, and you're calling in this transformation in the month ahead. Like, look at your main card, birthing a new age, dreaming a new world into being. And I think maybe if you haven't started dreaming it yet, I would definitely start that. Start doing vision boards if you want to do that. Start writing things down. Start visualizing before you go to bed. That's one of my favorite things to do, is lie in bed at night and just visualize what I want my day to be like, what I want my reality to be like, what if there's something that's bothering me, how would I would prefer it to be. You're basically indicating to the quantum field, to the universe, via your imagination, this is what we're doing, this is what I'm creating. Just like at the most simple level of an artist creating a painting, they have to visualize that in their head. I'm drawing a landscape, I'm drawing a portrait, I'm drawing a vase of roses, and then they put their hand to paper or canvas, and they manifest that. It's the same thing. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, if you're not led by the vision of the future, you're going to be your reality is going to be dictated by the past. That's, I think, Dr. Joe Dispenza, a quote that just came out here, so that could be helpful. So be led by the vision of your dreams. Be led by your visions. Be led by what you want to create going forward, not what you've currently manifested. You don't have to keep recreating the same thing round and round. You don't have to keep choosing the same thing. You can choose something different. It does take lining up your energy, and it does take action. It requires movement forward. It does. Like, if you're not happy where you're living, you could sit and wait until something dropped in your lap and something synchronistic, someone called on the phone. But it's like, we're in a 3D realm. You have to take the action. If you get the idea, like, go on Kijiji and search, go on Facebook Marketplace and look up rentals, and you don't follow those nudges, or you follow the nudges and it doesn't result in anything, and then you get frustrated. It's breadcrumbs, like good breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumbs leading you along your path. Like, some of the places that I've rented, I looked at them 2 or 3 times before I was in the frequency of feeling like of realizing that that was the place. You know what I mean? Because I might have been like, oh, you know what, the kitchen's too small, so I discounted it. And then I saw like 5 other places, and then I realized, you know what, like that first place was actually had everything I need, and I actually don't even need a big kitchen because, you know, I'm traveling so much, I'm not going to be there, whatever the case is. It's just getting through that period of sometimes the action doesn't feel like it results in anything, but it's your inner being or God or source or whatever you believe in calling you through your own resistance. And sometimes there's a series of steps, just like if you think of, you know, a kid, if you ever have a kid, or like if you don't, even if you're not a parent, but you know, you're working with children and you say, and you want to get them to, you know, learn something. You can't just sit them down with an algebra textbook and say, okay, this is algebra. You know, like they're like, what? It's too advanced. You have to first show them this, and then show them that, and then show them an example, and then they can learn the concept. So it's often that you're led through a series of a lot of series of things, depending on how strong your belief system is or your resistance to lead you around your own blocks, essentially, to the thing that would be most aligned for you. This is a really cool reading. Like, I see a lot of movement, very different from pile 1. Very different energy. And then you have the Angel of Strength here. It could be Leo energy here, just with the lion. You could have resonance with the angel realm. But I feel like you're... Like, I want to say you're protected, but I feel like we're always protected. So it's like, I don't want to give that impression, but there's something here where I feel like you don't feel confident in this. You don't feel confident in being able to bring this new vision forward. And I think this card is just here indicating, like, call on whatever you believe in for help, for strength, for protection, for inspiration to get through this time and to move through this time. And definitely thinking outside the box a little bit, not doing everything so by the book. Like, again, if you keep doing it by the book and choosing the same thing, you're going to stay in the Garden Gate, and you're not going to be able to move into this new timeline that you're calling forward for yourself. That's an improvement. It's an improved reality. And this month it wants to come through. Yeah, power. Power, not forgetting your ability to create the power that you have within you. Your power. You're at the driver's seat. You're at the wheel. You know, of course, there's like higher components, divine timing, and, you know, fated things that you signed up for before you came here. It just depends on what you believe in. But here we have choice. We have freedom to choose. We can choose to shift our circumstances at any point, even if it's from an internal place. And in fact, an internal place is where it's most important. And now I see that you possibly would have messages in pile 1. It's a completely different message, but it's possible that in order for this change that you want to bring in, I would listen to pile 1, because that was very much about how your state of being, how this power that comes from your state of being and your frequency manifests your external world. So that could be a good, like, foundational pile for you to help assist you with whatever this actual shift in your world is that you want to bring in, whether it's career, your purpose, your north node, your relationships, your financial situation, like a living situation. I feel like these are big pentacle things, like big material things, relationships, money, job, transportation for some of you. Okay, what's another card that I want to get here? I'm going to get the Angel deck here just because we already have the Angel of Strength. I am getting that some of you resonate with that realm more strongly. And I feel like this Choose Wisely card, is the way that it's worded, is giving some of you anxiety. Because you're like, I don't know what to choose. Like, you may be like a very indecisive. There could be a lot of air energy here, which can sometimes be either very decisive or indecisive, depending on the light or shadow energies that you're in. Follow your highest excitement. Follow your highest passion. Follow what feels like enthusiasm to you. That's the choice to make. And if they all feel like that, then they're all good. Then just pick one, and they will all be of an even result. And you can always choose again. You know, I've moved like at least 30 times in my life. People think it's wild, but like, I don't feel any fear or lack regarding that type of thing. I don't feel like I have to make the perfect choice because I can always pick up and leave. It's, you know, sure, it's like a weekend of packing and moving, and maybe you have to hire movers to help or whatever, or call in friends. But so, do you know, I'm just giving you that example that you don't have to be in that conditioned mind state of I have to make the right choice because what if I pick the wrong thing? You can just choose again. If you get into a home or an environment or a job and you're like, yeah, not for me. Now I have more clarity about what I do prefer and I'm going to move on. Like when I was in the corporate world, we would have people start all the time and they would last a week and they'd say, you know what, it's not for me, but thank you so much for the opportunity. And they go on their way to something else. Like there is nothing that is keeping you somewhere except your own restrictions that you're putting on yourself, your own beliefs that you can't choose again, that people are watching you and that you have to, you know, please other people is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Okay, you got the King of Ariel coming out here. Successful, stable, accomplished, powerful. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success. Use resources wisely. I get a strong career, passion, purpose, project thing here. Oh, look at this. You have power, and the card says powerful. So I feel like you have an untapped power. You may be aware of your own power. Like you may be like, yeah, like I'm a manifestational genius. I'm a manifestational baddie. Like I know exactly how to birth something new into my life. I've done it many times before. I know exactly how to transform and alchemize, and you know how to get in your magician energy. I don't know why I'm yelling in your pile. I just feel like it's very powerful is what it is. It's very powerful energy. So regardless of whether you recognize this or you're moving into your recognition of your power to bring forward the change that you want in your life, that's the energy that you're going to be going into in the next month ahead. Birthing new creation. So if there's something on your mind that you've been wanting to bring through, the cards are showing you have choices to make. It's going to be a transformative time. As you make those choices from an aligned place, this thing is going to move forward. You're going to get off of this hamster wheel where you're feeling like you're going round and round. You're going to move out of your comfort zone a little, which is scary, but it's also exhilarating and it's also exciting. You're going to be looking outside the box, not trying to do things so much by the book, and it's going to result in success, stability, accomplishment, power. Your plans are going to work out. It's going to bring financial and professional success. And then it says use resources wisely. So it could be that you have resources at hand or that are going to be coming in, like maybe a book advance, maybe some sort of bonus, maybe some sort of like package, retirement package or something that's going to bridge you into creating and bringing forth this new thing. So use those resources wisely. And let's get you a spirit message for your final card. I really love this for you guys. I feel exhilarated. Like I feel your hesitation. Like you're like, should I? But then I feel like when you let yourself go there and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm taking the leap. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to call this person. I'm going to have this talk. I'm going to, give my notice. I'm going to put my resume out. Whatever it is. I'm going to apply for that promotion. I feel your energy just being like, it just lifts, and the motion that moves from allowing yourself to go in the direction that you're being called in is beautiful, powerful, exhilarating energy. Like I'm excited for you guys for your month ahead. So a spirit message card for you. Look at this. Oh, I love this. Already I see strength here. Go back to the heart of who you truly are. I feel like that message is going to really resonate with someone because I feel like you're choosing between something that doesn't any longer feel like you, and going back to the heart of true who you truly are will be the compass that guides you, and there you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and release them. Use what they taught you as added strength, this Angel of Strength card, and keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. I really love your guys' reading. I'm excited for this new thing that you're bringing through here in the next month. I'm excited for you to see it in your reality come into play over the next 30 days or so. If you did enjoy your reading and you resonated with it, I would so appreciate if you subscribe or like if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for your support. If you are going to another pile, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have the Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. And this, I think, is Moonstone. Really cool crystal. And let's find out what's going on for you with strongest energies for the next month ahead of you whenever you are finding this reading. What you need to know, what would help you navigate this time. Oh, okay. That one just wanted to come off. Oh, fertility. There's the Empress card coming out. It could be from pile 2 because that was about birthing new creations. Transformation. Yeah, okay. That came out in pile 2, as I just said that. Okay, so oh, this one just wanted to come out. Okay. Obstacles and challenges. That's a 5 of Wands. If you haven't watched pile 2, you may have messages there, but you do you. You do you, friend. Okay. Really cool energy coming out here so far. Creative energy, birthing something new, transformative energy. Yes, there's going to be some obstacle and challenges, but your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. You're just going to rise to the top with any challenges. You're just going to, I keep hearing like, slay the competition. I don't know. Does that mean something? Are you like in a competition or something? Okay, 5th chakra, that's your throat chakra. So expression coming through here, and that's 2 5s now you have with Archangel Gabriel. And the Garden and the Gate. This came out in pile 2. That's crazy how similar. So you now have 2 cards from pile 2, and you have a lot of 3s here. Card 30, card 3, card 13, card 39. If you're into numerology, I would look up 3s. What else? Strongest energies for pile. Oh, and your pile 3. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. I heard one of you say that. I heard one of you say that. Yeah, we're pile 3. I picked that up. Strongest energies for pile. Ooh, that one doesn't want to go back in. Higher power. Okay, I don't really take the cards reversed unless I feel intuitively that it should be reversed, and this one I don't. So we'll take it upright. Higher power with this Pillar of Light. Yeah. And that's your 3rd eye chakra right here, showing on the image, opening up to higher intuition, higher guidance, higher frequencies as your vibration's rising. That's what you are the Oracle means. You are the Oracle means you have everything within you. Like I said in the intro, you already have everything within you. You don't need an intermediary. All of your wisdom can come from within, can come from the higher realms, God, source, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, your eternal soul, your higher perspective, higher frequencies, ancestors, angels, Fey realm, whatever you believe in. Other civilizations like Arcturus, Syrian. Okay, imagine whatever you resonate with. Card 20 with the transformation card I'm going to put there. And someone here could be a singer, or that could be something you're developing or expressing yourself, because I felt oh my gosh, I felt like singing just now, but because I've been having a cough, I didn't want to do that and try my voice. But I just felt like going like, ah, like holding a note long. So if that's you, maybe you're like a voice coach, or you're doing like vocal lessons, or you're on stage, or in a profession where you're using your voice, or you're on a platform where you have been feeling called to use your voice. Obviously with the fertility card, I'll say it though, if you are looking to be a parent, That could be something you're bringing in if that resonates for you. If not, this is fertility in the sense of planting seeds. And it's a time of creativity where new projects, new ideas, new relationships, new whatever's in your life. It's a very fertile time where you can create and bring forth a lot of what you are wanting. I feel like this is so many cards. I did see freedom there on the bottom. If it's meant to come out, it'll come out again. You could be an age with 3 in it. I'm just seeing the 3s. You could be 33, 30, 43. Miracles. And blessings. Okay. Really good energy here. Blessings and miracles. Can't ask for better than that. So in the next month ahead, you are going to be experiencing, I feel like you're a little bit ahead of Pile 2 in the fact that Pile 2 was making the choices, starting to go a little bit outside of their comfort zone, starting to get those creative juices flowing and develop a vision. I feel like, and you could have messaged in Pile 1 too, because theirs was also about their vibration rising. So this could be a combination of those two piles, but it doesn't matter. Whatever version of the message is meant for you to hear, that you can hear, is the one that's coming out in the pile that you picked. So just go wherever you feel drawn. But I feel like you're overcoming obstacles and challenges, and in fact, you're no longer going to be even perceiving obstacles and challenges as obstacles and challenges. You wouldn't even use those words. They wouldn't be vibrationally accurate for the energy that you're moving into or have been in recently. You would see them as co-creative opportunities to learn more, to grow, to expand. Because you're just at that frequency where you're achieving that neutrality, where you don't perceive things as bad or good. You perceive them all as something that your soul was calling forward to experience at that point on your journey. So whether or not you're experiencing challenges, like I said, you're overcoming them with ease. You're learning from them. You're welcoming them. I actually see you welcoming them. You're like, ooh, something else to sink my teeth into. A challenge, a riddle, a puzzle for me to work my, to mold and to play with and to interact with. And you find it interesting. You find it expansive. You find it stimulating. Do you know what I mean? It's that feeling of, I can figure my way around this because I know my own power. I have transformed. I am creative. I'm in my Empress energy, and that's not masculine or feminine. That's not male or female. That's just an energy. That's the feminine energy of the ability to bring forward, to birth new ideas into your reality. And I feel that you are moving out of your comfort zone here with the garden and the gate. You're no longer going to be holding yourself behind a gate. For someone, I really see this as something to do with performing, because I see someone saying like, that's not in my wheelhouse. And I see you moving beyond the boundaries of what you had set for yourself. For example, maybe you're like an opera singer, but you always wanted to do country. And you're like, you know what? I have one life to live here in this incarnation. I have endless, eternal, more than eternal lives, never ending. And we believe in that. But in this incarnation that you chose, in this identity, ego identity. So if I want to sing country, I'm going to sing country. Or like I see it with the gate. I just see someone on a stage. So I don't know if it's like and did we talk about a competition? Yeah. You may be in a competition. Like, are you in like a Miss World or Miss Universe or sports competition, academic competition? I'm seeing a lot of this type of thing where you're just really coming outside of your own, or even, it might not even be your own boundaries. It might be boundaries and limitations that people put on you. And maybe you accepted that, like, oh, you're a comedian. You're not a dramatic actor or something like this. You know what I mean? because I see the energy here is so expansive. Like, look at the cards. Fertility. That's creative void state of just magical, what do you want to bring forward? Transformation. That's alchemy energy. Then you have miracles, imagine, higher power, and blessings. It's just so expansive energy. There's no restrictive energy here. There's nothing keeping this down. So I would encourage you that if you're drawn to this pile in the next 30 days, really let yourself be free. Really let this new pillar of light, like you're glowing, you're shining, you're attractive, you're radiant, you're magnetic. And don't hold yourself back. Use this time. You're in a time of fertility. It's like that Empress, like you can do anything. You can do anything right now. And blessings, you're magnetic. You're going to be doing things that will look miraculous to other people. It's the energy that you're in the next 30 days is that energy of that people write about where they're like, this athlete, only had this stats, blah, 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 blah. And then in this year, they were able to achieve these stats. And it's like insane, and people are like, wow, like that's never been done before. Like they shaved a minute off this time, or you know what I'm saying? Or like I said, I keep going back to the acting, like someone saying like, oh, this person was only a comedic actor, but look at, they have like critical acclaim in this category in drama or romance or at directing or producing. You know what I mean? Like they just completely went in a different field, in a different outstanding in their field is what I'm hearing. And it's just going to bring a lot of blessings. It's going to feel expansive. And it's going to be a really magical time for you of trusting in your higher power, trusting in your higher intuition, trusting in your ability to draw to you what is needed and to act on your higher inspiration and to express yourself with this fifth chakra here. And the more you express yourself and you allow yourself to be in this expansive state with no restrictions and to be in a very playful, expansive is the only word that I keep saying, where you don't put limitations and boundaries on yourself and you allow yourself to explore and step out of the comfort zone of where you've been towards whatever you're being called towards, the more blessings and miracles and transformation you're going to see in your life. That's what's in your reading. It's going to feel good. It's going to bring good things. It's going to bring opportunity. It's going to bring acclaim. It's going to bring achievement. It's going to bring prosperity. It's going to just bring enjoyment, satisfaction, and fulfillment into your life. But the only encouragement here, like I said, is step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to express yourself and trust in your ability to bring these, like you're just this eternal magnetic being. Like don't let people label you or put you in a box. And also, if you're the only one outstanding in that field, remember that whenever someone does something new, a new concept, a new creation, a new invention, or does something in a new way, there's never a crowd on the leading edge, okay? There's never a crowd on the leading edge because it's new energy. So it hasn't built the momentum yet. It hasn't built a following. It hasn't built... And typically the first person who does something receives what? Criticism. But like that's old stuff. We've all been through that. How many people have we seen where someone, oh, you're the worst actor I've ever seen, the worst singer I've ever seen, in these competitions, and then they end up being like the public's favorite, you know what I mean, and selling the most albums, like it's like an Eminem energy. If you know Eminem, like it's like the rapper, people being like, this guy's crazy, like what are you trying to do, and him just being like, I'm gonna do me, and he was so strange for his time. Like I remember his album coming out when I was like just going into high school, and I personally loved it, but I kind of like loved it in secret because I loved how he was just like, it was almost like uncomfortable, like the things that he was saying. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to listen to this. My parents are going to get mad at me. But it wasn't really about what he was saying. It was about his energy was just so, this is me. This is me, and I'm going to do me. So I would watch, if you're feeling like not confident in that energy yet, I would watch maybe documentaries about people who have kind of overcome odds and kind of made their place in the world to maybe hype yourself up a little bit. But I don't really feel like you need that. I feel like you're already really confident in this energy, and this is just confirmation, and you're like, yes, it's kind of just like hyping you up, like you're like, yes, 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 I'm on the right path. This is exactly what I'm feeling. This is exactly what I've been experiencing. Maybe you've just kind of been testing the waters with it, and like a couple things have happened that you're like, whoa, like, should I like continue this? Like, I really felt good doing that, but I really would seek only internal validation. If it feels good to you, if you're passionate about it and it's keeping you up at night in a good way and you can't wait to get up and do it and you're excited, you know, if it's an audience of one, you're on the right path. Because as long as it's just you, yourself, and you, that's what it's for. And then all of that outside stuff will magnetically be drawn to you, whatever it is that you're needing, when the timing's right. But don't let what other people are thinking, like, don't get caught up in that old game. Like, we're better than that. We're not doing that anymore. Like, this is an innovative time. We don't care what people think. We don't care what people say. We don't need the applause. We're here living our life for ourselves, and whatever follows, and it's irrelevant, you know. So I just feel like that's a message for someone. I'm going to get you a message from your spirit guides or whatever you believe in, your higher self, the universe, angels, God. And then we'll close out your reading. But if you did resonate, please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really supports me as a reader. I appreciate you. And if you're going to another pile, then we'll see you with your messages. But yeah, listen, here's your message. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and growth. You came here to evolve and grow, and it's necessary to experience the difficult times, these challenges, and this is when you will grow the most. But there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and be proud of your journey. Yeah, I love that. I actually like how it says there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey, because you have this pillar of light, which is like that light. So you could be this could be at the end. You could be moving into this energy this month at the end of a very dark tunnel. For some of you. So if that resonates, then this message is definitely for you. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being here. If you are going to another reading for more messages, I'll see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose this smoky quartz, let's call it, and answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So let's find out your strongest energies for the month ahead whenever you're watching this. Ooh, that one's definitely want to come out. Okay, the waiting game card 2 coming out, but it did come out in reverse, and I don't take oracle cards in reverse unless I feel strongly that it should remain that way, and I do. So I feel like something's going to be moving forward that you've been waiting on, and I feel like you're really excited to hear that. I can sense that feels like relief. I see this card really strongly. Wow, and light coming out with card 19. That's this star in this deck, and that one, it just feels normal to come out. So let's see. So that's healing. That's a hope. That's something resolving. Something, a dream, a wish manifesting. Or healing coming into a situation, or a resolution. Okay, we have the Angel of Love coming out here, card 49. Now, almost all of your cards have come out reverse, and I haven't been feeling them that way except for the waiting game, but it's worth noting that you may be feeling a little bit off kilter. You may have been feeling a little bit not yourself. You may have been feeling like a lot of things haven't been moving forward, and then all of a sudden it flips. That's what I feel is going on in your month ahead, because it's like something you were waiting on, that was in reverse, no longer waiting. Then light, Angel of Love came out. So resolution to something, healing to something, love coming into a situation. This could have to do with romantic love. Did I only get one card from... Oh, okay, my bad. I was like, where am I here? I only got one card from this deck. Okay, so let's see what else. Adjacent possibilities. Okay, I feel that energy here. It could be something else, because you have this answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So it could be that you thought one situation was going to play out a certain way and it didn't. And it's because your soul is saying, look at the other possibilities. What other doors are open? What other doors can you look through? An attachment, yeah, okay, 5. So very possible, my friend, that you have been clinging or holding or hoping for a certain outcome or a certain way for something to manifest. You're attached to it. I'm seeing an example, but I don't want to say the example because I feel like it could be very sensitive. So I'm trying to think of a different way to say this. Okay, I have a way of saying this. So for example, it could be that you had it in your mind that you wanted a very particular type of dog breed. Like you want to get a dog and you're like, I want a Shimu. What are those? Shimu. I don't know why that's coming up, but some like purebred, dog that you just fell in love with. There's nothing wrong with that, and you just had your eye on it, and you keep trying to get one, and there's none available, or it gets sold to someone else, and you're like getting frustrated, and you just keep looking at videos of it. And this is just an example, but whatever this thing is for you, and and then you see. And then another door opens and someone says, hey, I heard you're looking for a dog. I have a rescue dog. It's a mutt. It's, a little bit behavior problems, but it needs a loving home. And so someone gave me your name, and would you be interested? Okay. And I can already hear what you're saying. So, and I feel like that's maybe what is coming up here for you in the next month, where you're like, I want this dog, like, and then you take the rescue dog because, you have a good heart, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll take the rescue dog, I'll at least foster it. And then of course you fall in love with this particular dog because this particular dog is so aligned with everything you've ever wanted. And even though it's not that purebred thing that you had your eye on, it's like the universe is like, but this dog and you are soulmates, and this dog and you have business to, like, it's a symbiotic relationship where you're going to be able to fill this need and this nurturing role and this feeling, and this dog has this tendency that it's very caring, or it's very loving, or it's just got a certain look in its eye, So I feel like that's a situation. So whatever that applies to you, it could be love life, career, something you want, something you're trying to call in, it could be a car. I'm just seeing this other like example, how I had my heart set on this like lime green Mazda 3 for some reason when I was like in my, like, I think it was my mid-20s. I'd seen it in like an advertisement. It just looked like so cool, and I just wanted it so bad, and I had my eye on it, and I had my eye on it, and I had it. And then like I never got it, and the car that I have now I just love so much more, and it's so different. Like I would never now want to get that car. Like it's just not in alignment with who I was. But sometimes we just get stuck on something that it's like not, I don't know, we just get stuck on something, and then once you're outside of it, then you're like, oh my gosh, that's not even it's not even me. Like, what was I thinking? Because I saw a commercial for it and the person looked so cool. Like, anyway, that's the energy that's coming out here. It's very like, it's making me like laugh in a cute way, like it's humorous, because I just know that energy, because we can get very stubborn, especially if you're earth energy, like if there's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, we can get very locked into exactly how we want something to go, who the person is, like, have you ever, even in relationships, you have your eye on this, like, you picture it's gonna be like this, and they're gonna look like that, and then you just meet that person that your soul meshes with, and there's like nothing that you imagined, but you're so in love with them, because they get you, and you feel so comfortable, and it feels like that soulmate bond, or a friendship even. It's giving that energy here. So I feel like the wait is going to be over for something that you've been trying to call in, this wish. but that it's not maybe going to look in the way that you thought. It's going to be better. It's going to be more aligned to you, but that you're being encouraged to have that openness so that you can move into that and release this attachment to how you thought it was going to be, because your soul is calling you in a certain direction about something. And it could possibly have to do with romantic love, because we have angel of love here, but it could just be love. Yeah, exchanging gifts. This is what I see. I see it's like it gave that example with the dog. It's something, see, it's even a cat here. The cat's giving the ballerina something, the ballerina's giving the cat a star. There's something that you have that you can offer, either a business or an environment or a person or a circumstance, and they have something to offer you. And it's like this beautiful exchange, and it's going to bring forth something that you've been waiting for. But part of the reason that it hasn't come through yet is because you're attached to it coming through a certain path or person or place, and that's not the one that's most aligned with you. It's not the one that contains what you really want. And so there is some releasing that would be good for you to say, I can't miss what's meant for me. So if something's not happening, then I can trust that that's not the path right now. Maybe it is in my future. Maybe that comes back around. It doesn't mean I need to release it forever. But right now, if it's not presenting itself in my reality easily, if there's no flow, if it's resistant, if it's restrained, if it's restricting, if it's regressing, if it's fading away, if it's causing issues, if it's causing tension, this is typically because it's not in alignment. It's no longer a good fit. And I know it's very difficult. Trust me, I know. It's very difficult. It can take me like a month usually to release attachment to something. I'm so earth energy. I'm like, nope, I have my mindset on this. I can manifest it. This is what I want. I fixate on it. And if you've heard me tell the story before about how I fixated on what I thought was I now know was a false twin flame in my past, I manifested that person back after 6 weeks. That specific person. And it was not good for me. But I know that the universe was like, her desire for this is so strong because she wants to show herself that she can manifest this specific person back. And I did. And it was a toxic roller coaster of a disruptive relationship for 3 years that followed. And so I learned from that. Attachment, not always a good thing. I was so attached to it being this person that I chained myself to this idea, and I let myself get carried along on this crazy ride that took me quite a while to recover from, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and all good. I learned my lessons. It was something that I wanted to learn, but now I've learned because of that if something is not present in your life, let it go. Let it go and trust that the timing wasn't right, and if not that, then something better. It's not that you're losing. You're getting something better, something more aligned for you. And that's not just lip service. I'm not just telling you that that's the case every time. Something better is trying to come in that would fulfill so much more of what's in your vortex of desire, your energy portal of creation. And you're the one saying, no, it has to be this. And so I'm going to take less. And I'm going to tie myself to less, and it's going to be difficult. There's going to be challenges. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be enjoyable. It's not going to be everything that I wanted, but because I just am fixated on it, because I'm stubbornly holding to this. So if that resonates for you, if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady, I don't have anything like that, then this probably isn't your pal, because that energy is coming through very strong with the attachment and the adjacent possibilities and the waiting game and all of these things. There's something that you have a symbiotic relationship with, the exchanging gifts. Building blocks coming up here. That could also be 27 and 28 you could also be exchanging gifts if your birthday's coming up. It's possible that someone or something's going to bring something to you that's part of this unfolding, especially with the angel of love there. It could be someone gives you something and says, hey, I feel this way about you. Okay, any more strong messages for pile 4? Oh, and this could be about, like I said, your soul calling you to. This could be like career. Like, is there something like passion? Is something calling you somewhere, but you're a little attached to something else? wisdom. Okay, wisdom coming out. So with what is your soul calling you to do and wisdom, I feel like you know what to do. You know deep down that what you need to release and if there's something you need to release. But it doesn't make it easier. I get it. It doesn't make it easier. Just be gentle with yourself. Let it pass. Let it pass. Like, let the momentum die out. Sometimes it's just not the right timing. Like, if you're just off of a relationship and the person ghosted you or something, it's like, it's easier said than done to be like, just let it go. Like, no, you're going to have to just feel the feelings for, you know, however long it takes you, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and let that energetic attachment dissipate, because it will over time. It will over time. So even if you can't get your head around it, just say, okay, another day, I don't feel great. Another day, I'm still checking my phone, but it's going to get easier with time. And then the next day, you'll feel less of that pull. And the next day, you'll feel less of that pull. And the next day, something else will present itself that kind of takes your attention. And all of a sudden, you realize, oh, I didn't think about them for, 3 or 4 hours today. So, like, don't struggle in it. Just trust that over time it will get easier if you do have an attachment to something. And take inspired action if there is steps you need to take to release something. Oh, okay. First phrase in here. Release yourself. Is the first line in this card. Card 15 with Decision, Archangel Jophiel. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. Yeah, that's the energy we get here. That basically sums it up. Sometimes we are attached to something because we don't want to make a decision on another possibility, or we don't want to make a decision to release something because of lack of self-confidence, because we want to hold on to that because it was an idea that felt secure, because it was a dream or an avenue that we've attached ourselves to, essentially, where we said, I need to prove my worth, and if this thing works, then I'll feel worthy. But that's not how it works. You are inherently worthy. You are inherently perfect and beautiful and full of light and love. And just because one avenue of something isn't working out, or one person or one job, that means nothing. That's just a fake. It's literally fake. It's a false paradigm. It's a false belief that you told yourself, or that someone else told you, that's making you feel lack of self-confidence or worthiness or insecure if it doesn't pan out. And it's just, you can just say, this is an untruth that I told myself. I told myself that I need this person to feel the same way in order to feel good, in order to feel worthy, in order to feel chosen. But that's just a construct that I created in my mind. The truth is, I am worthy and perfect and whole on my own, and I am secure in the love of the universe, or in a higher power, and in my eternal invincibility as a soul that is here creating and creative and invincible. And I don't need anyone or anything's validation to feel that way. I can feel that way on my own. And you may have messages in Pile 1, because that was a lot about our inner state of being. I'm going to get you a final spirit. But yeah, the waiting game turn over here. Something's going to move forward as soon as you release this attachment to whatever this is. Oh, at the building blocks here with 28. Yeah, I see you starting to build a foundation and find your stability and find your security within yourself, within your own soul's wisdom, within your own, wisdom. You have wisdom here, within your own higher connection to God, to source, to the universe. And when you start to feel that security of, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need this. There's things that I might want in my life, but there's nothing that I need in order to go to bed and put my head on my pillow at night and feel good and feel worthy and feel my purpose and feel my calling and feel free and feel love and feel expansive. I can feel whatever I want to feel. I don't need anything to be away in order for me to generate an internal state of being. I do that via the power of my own mind. And there's enough things around me that I can focus on that can bring me into that state. There's thoughts that I can focus on. There's my vision of the future that I can focus on. If there's nothing in my reality that I can draw from. Whew, I'm feeling like a very strong energy in my solar plexus. So this is like your confidence, your feeling of worthiness. I really feel like that's going to be coming in. Like you're breaking through some really old paradigms where maybe you've been holding yourself back, you've been waiting on something, and you're just like, no, I don't need you. You know what's the most beautiful feeling of freedom? Is that feeling of no longer waiting for something. Like say there's a job that's kind of like dangling a carrot, and oh, we're reviewing all the applicants, and you're just like, I hope I get it, I hope I get it, I hope I get it, and you have all this like worthiness tied up, and then all of a sudden you just realize, you know what, keep your job, I'm gonna go and start my own practice. You know, that feeling of freedom where you're like, I didn't even need this, I told myself this lie, I got in line, I joined the queue for this, and I just realizing my call is calling me somewhere else, my soul is calling me somewhere else, there's so many other possibilities. You know that feeling of freedom when when you release yourself from the waiting game, or like you're waiting for someone to text you back and you're just like, you know what, this other person has asked me out, this has presented itself in my reality, I'm gonna follow this, you know, and see where this leads. And you go on a date with this person and you're distracted, and all of a sudden you realize, like, why was I even, like, even if that's not the person, you're just like, why was I sitting here waiting by the phone for this other person? Like, sure, we had fun, but this is an abundant universe. I can find someone else fun. That it's not, I don't have to have a lack mentality where I tell myself the lie that I can only find it with this one person, or I can only find it in this one avenue, or I can only find it in this one job, and I don't need to restrict myself in that way. That feeling that I feel when I think of them, or when I think of the job, or when I think of the opportunity, or whatever it is, when I think of that house, there's abundance, and I trust that the universe is going to line me up with exactly what is going to be the manifested version of this thing that I am desiring. Like if I told you how many houses I've put offers on that I had my heart set on, and then I didn't get the house and I got a different house, and this house that I really got is my dream house, and I thought, oh my gosh, thank God I didn't pick that area. It ended up, you know, going into the crapper, or like, you know what I mean? Like the house prices went down, and you just can't know all of the, you can't, there's such a good analogy that Abraham Hicks talks about in one of their videos, I'll tell you now, where it says, it was talking about someone who had their heart set on like a particular person, and they just had their heart set on this person, and Esther Hicks goes to say through Abraham, or Abraham says through Esther, it's like you getting your heart set on a certain car, and you just want this car, and you dream about this car, and you want this car, and this car represents everything that you feel about cars, and you're excited for it, but what you don't know is that that car has had the engine removed, and it's got faulty brakes, and it's got issues with the lighting, and it's got electrical issues, but you're so set on this car, and the universe is trying to say to you, you think you want that car because the outside of all you know of what you know about that car, you think you want that, but you can't see all of the other things going on behind the scenes that's wrong with that car that the universe knows you don't want to have to deal with. The unreliability, the insecurity, the problems, the money that it's going to drain you. Like, just like I gave you that example of me with my false twin flame, where I thought I wanted that car, and man, didn't need maintenance. Like, it was a mess. And it was trying to save me from that by closing that door, because this individual ghosted me for like 6 weeks after we had started a relationship, and I should have left that door closed and moved on to adjacent possibilities. But so it's like that, and then another car comes that does have all the things you want, reliability, and you know, the features that you want, maybe it just looks in a different way, or you weren't expecting it in that way. And the universe brings you this car that really does fulfill everything that you've now evolved to since you first saw that first car and thought you wanted it, you know? I hope this is resonating for somebody. I'm going to move off of that topic because I don't feel like I'm just circling in that energy. Like, and you get to want what you want. Don't let me talk you out of anything. If you feel like, no, like if that's not resonating, don't take that message. Because I know how it feels when you do know that something's for you and someone's telling you like, well, you should release that attachment. That's not this. This is about, you know, if you feel that could be the case for you, where you're like, you know what, I do feel like I may be overly attached to this concept or this job or this person. And like, if that feels like freedom to you, then that's the message for you. If you're like, no, I know that this is my thing, and I know I'm going to manifest it, and I'm excited for that, and that's where my soul's calling me to, then stick with that. Like, don't let me talk you out of your desire. You get to want what you want, and it's completely plausible that the reason you have the desire is because that is the path of least resistance for you, and that is the way that this thing is going to manifest for you. So take whatever side of that resonates for you. This is only if you know that there may be an unhealthy attachment to something that isn't in alignment with you anymore. Final message from your spirit guides for pile 4, please. And if you did resonate and you want to subscribe or like or comment, or if you have already, thank you so much for supporting me in that way. You have no idea how much of a difference it makes to me as a reader, as I am trying to monetize this channel so I can continue to do this for my work, my passion, and pay the bills. Oh, I don't know why nothing's coming out of here for you. Messages here for pile 4. Is there one? Oh, there they go. Wow, 3 came out. Okay, which makes sense because there's a couple of different situations going on here. So the first message is have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you're navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. In itself is an inspiration for others, and keep shining your light. Never allow yourself, oh, I like this. Never allow yourself to be taken for granted. It's better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve, because you are precious, you are worthy. And final message coming out here is oh wow, this is very cards in alignment. Sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize that they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. Really powerful that those messages came out about attachment, basically. So only please take that if that resonates for you. Please do not feel that I am pressuring you in any way to release something that you do not feel you should be releasing, or that you know is for you, or that you're excited still about, or that you're hopeful for, or that, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that you need to release, you'll know in time. But if you don't feel like that now, this is something that you're like, it's bringing you a lot of pain. It's bringing you discomfort. You're feeling a lot of resistance. You're feeling a lot of heaviness. You're feeling like this bondage, like you can't get it out of your mind. It's feeling, it's not moving. It's feeling stuck. It's feeling dense. You're feeling like, oh, in the back of your mind, is this for me? I don't know if this is for me. That's the energy that I'm talking about. Not if you're like happy and excited and enthusiastic and passionate about something on your mind, then, you know, that's something I would continue to remain hopeful for and bring forward. Thank you so much for being here with your beautiful energy. If you are going to another pile, I will see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye.